strings and functions. String and function. String and its functions in Java. At simple topics, majorly important is that object oriented concepts. So that is depends on situation we are using the things. So that's why it's look quite tricky. But it is actually if you understood very well, so you come to know when to use which concept. But from all the things are now, it is not that much harder. It is something. Okay, the string and its function. So basically now we'll see what is a string, how to define a string. You're already using a string while storing the names. Okay, like string s is equal to a something I'm storing. Okay, so up to this, only with the things we are using a string as a data types in Java. Okay, but if you observe well, the string's first letter is an uppercase letter. So now the string is considered as a special type of data types. It is a special type because though it is a work as a string, but it is a itself a class also. It is a data types. It is also the class. And whenever we talk about the class, and the class have a lot of functions. Okay. So then we can make a use of this class as a function as well. We can access all the functions as well as we can use string as a simple variable. Whenever whichever the need we have, accordingly we can make a use of that string. String have many functions like it may can join two strings. We can get the substring. We can find the character at particular positions. Character positions. Then we can match the two strings. We can convert string into uppercase. Then we can convert into the lower case. So all these possible functions the string can have. Okay. So that only we are going to see in the string Java concepts. Okay, with the help of simple string, what we can do? We can access that string, we can compare that string, we can make it in the lower case, we can make it in uppercase, we can add something into that, can replace something into that. So all the facility will provided by the Java string chapters. Okay, so that thing we are going to see. It's very simple and we can access directly function by using single line concepts. So let's start with this thing. So let's open our project. Now if this is done, so I'll create a now new package and that package name should be as considered as a string. So all the string related functions should be within that string package. So let me add here a simple function that is nothing but defining a string. So not package here, simple class. I'll write strfn. So all the things should be done in a main class because there is no need other class create object and all that things. So let me take very simple example here. String s is equal to, I will store one string. That string may be, for example, programming, programming program. Okay. So up to now we have only understood that this is a string where the group of character is stored and we are printing it back. So this is the only knowledge we are having about a string. The string is a sequence of character or collection of characters. For storing the name, address, and all that things, we are using a string variable. But as now we understanding, the string is not only a data type, it also the kind of a class. Because if you highlight this, you'll come to know the string is a now class. whenever we are talking about the class, the class have a many functions. You can see this class contain many functions. Okay, there are list of functions are there. So now we can make a use of this function as per our need. So let's consider as you want to count the length of the strings. So there is a functions that s dot. Now you're seeing that whenever pressing dot, I am having a list of function here. Okay, these many function Java string can contain. So let me calculate length. For calculating length, there is a length is a functions length. Okay. So length function will give the length of that string. Even we see in the Java, even we see in the Python as well. So in Python there is a len function, but here we have a length function. So now we can find so much similarity for other programming just by different difference. A slight difference is there. So you calculate a length, then let's find the particular character at particular positions. So for that there is a function known as a char at. Char at stand for the character at that particular position. So the s dot char at, and indexing start with 0. So if I add here 3, so it will found the character at position 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. So it will print output now G as a output. So as simple, we'll get output as a 3. Right? Then single line function is there, nothing much complicated. So let's me add the index. So it is exactly opposite of the caret. Caret gives the character of that particular index, and the of index of will give you the index of that particular position. If I enter R here, so R is present at which index? Can you just calculate it? 4, correct? 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth index. Sorry. Why it is giving 1? Can you any guesses? Exactly. So it appearing first. So the as per the rule, the first in first comes. So the second position also R. That's why it's giving R. But if I write A here, then what index it will print? How 1? A is present at which index? It's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth index, na? So A is present at fifth index. So it will print 5. So it will not print anything. Good question. Basically, if you just consider that I will printing Z. Z is not available, right? Then let's see what happens. What is printing default? If there is no found, -1, because there is no such an index is matching. So default index it will give -1. Why it is giving minus? There is also the reason. Apart from minus, if you give any position, there may be a thousands or 1 lakh position. Still, that is considered that at 1 lakh index there is something is present. So if there is a no index found, it will directly print a minus value. Okay. So remembers. And three things you are finding here. If the similar character if you are trying to print, so though you are printing matching here G, but G is present at third index also and the 11th index also. But it will print third one. Why? Because it is appearing first. Right? So simple things. Now let's some see more functions like if I want to print a substring. So substrings. Now if I want to print only you can say that RAM. On the programming, if I want to print the rams, so I need to specify the start positions and the end position. R is starting at index 0, 1, 2, 3. Fourth index it's starting, and where should I end here? After 4 that there is 3 keywords, 4, 5, 6. So before 7, that means 6. Okay. That is considered as a RAM, right? This is substrings in that we can use. If you pass the two parameters, then it will act like this. What happen if you pass only one parameters? Means after that particular index, it will print until the last positions. Perfect. So this is some function we are seeing: length, character at, index of, substring, substring. There are two kind of substrings. One is start and index positions. If there is end and index positions. Fine. So now let's see the move functions. Single line functions are there, nothing but complicated. Just we need to understand. So there is a function called a start with. So if I mention the start with small p, uh, any mismatch starts with, let's start start, start with prefix s. So let's say I will pass here a small p. Okay, in double quote I need to pass, I think so. Yeah, this is string now, so that's why a double quote. So it will check whether it is start with a p or not. Yeah, that's why it's giving a false. But if I read uppercase, it's a true. Okay. In a similar manner, as a start is there, the same thing we also have ends with. Is there something that ends with capital G? It's a true. Okay. It is not about only things, because if I'm writing ing, still it is ending with an ing. This also is true. Okay, that's why it is not accepting one character. It's accepting a entire string or some group of strings. That's why it's giving error for the single characters. Okay. So at least you know at least 8, 10 function. How much you done? Length, character at, index of, substring, substrings, start with, ends with. Okay. So now we'll work for the two string now. S1 and S. There are two string, and I will make some programmatically change. Programmings. There is a fun one function is there that is known as the concat. Okay. So if I want to add something is given string, okay, how should I add? So for that there is a function s dot concat. See, if I add the s dot contact programming, so let's me add, I want a Gurukul here. Gurukul. So what output it will print now? Programming Gurukul. Let me print it AR, because we are adding into the existing state, right? Programming Gurukul, right? So you can add like this one. Fine. Now, second things, I want to compare the two strings. Okay, let's will s dot equals S1. What output it will print? S and S1. It will print false. Why? Exactly. Now, if I make it as a small p as well, then it's a true. But sometime, I just want to compare the string, not the case. So for that also there is a function exists, and that function is nothing but equal ignore case. Okay, what it will do? It will ignore the case. It only match the characters. Its name suggests itself. Now it is giving true. But if there is a mismatch in the string, then it will be a false at both the conditions. Okay, so this is a way. Now let's see some more simple functions. Like I want to make that thing into the uppercase, so that also will be s dot to upper, so it will convert all these things into uppercase, right? Now all are the uppercase. In similar manner, you can do this thing in the lowercase as well. So I'll maintain the two lowercase. Correct. So we are seeing the function. It's very simple things, and this Java string having a lot of function. The based on need, we can use that functions. So after that, don't just consider the string is just for storing the group of character. It have a lot of functions to convert that string. We can add that string extra. We can add extra string. We can convert the lowercase, uppercase. We can get the length. We can find the characters. We can check the index. We can extract the substrings. We can check whether it is starting with this, ending with this. So all other facility will provide the string functions. Okay, now let's see one more functions. Um, there is a one function called as a replace. Let me check that. So what will do? S dot replace. Okay, the replace function says that which character you want to replace and by what. Okay, just assume that I want to replace the m characters. Okay, there is m is exist. I want to replace m by maybe like x or anything. Uh, Programming. Let me replace with this surface. So now replace what says it will automatically replace all m by g. You can see the output here. You'll come to know that now it is gg, right? Original string. Yes, huh? See, this function will change only one character at a time. Okay. So it is for replacing single characters. Means what more than one character? Like you saying, like if I say A, I want to replace A and M, right? Like this only. So the syntax says which character you want to replace by which characters. Okay. So the it is the old character and which will be the new characters. This is a way only. You can change only one character at a time. Suppose you want to P, the P will be replaced with the which character, that thing you have to pass here. This. Okay. So now these are the all possible functions that we are using with the string. Okay. So in this way we can make a use of string as per our need, and based on our need we can make a changes and use this thing. getting all the function, uppercase, lowercase, starts with, ends with, concat strings. So very simple functions are there, nothing much complicated. So whenever there is a need while doing something extra programming, so whenever there is a need some kind of convergence, whenever there is need to do some calculations or extract the strings, at that time the string functions are useful. Okay, you got the string functions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the string function, and you can make a use of the string function based on your need. I will give you the some one homework, basic homework I will give. Just try to solve that string. Okay. Before that, I will teach you one replace kind of function. See, so there is a power string. There is a one more function that is considered as a two string. Just assume that in some kind of things, let's just tell me try to answer that question. So these are the string of functions. So I will save it as it is. I will take one more some tricky example. Let give me the screenshot of this. You have all the function at one place. Let me share this first. I'll just take one situation. Just try to answer it. How we solve that. Hmm. Let's wait. Oh my god. Okay. Fine. So let's come back to a code. Let me take a one simple example here. String task main class. So just assume if here is something given the string, I'm taking the S1 is equal to, just consider as 5A. And now the task I will give to calculate the square of 5. Okay. So now the very first thing it comes into our mind. First of all, for getting the square of 5, it is not come alone. It is having a string as well. It is having one characters. So, but I want the answer should be a 25. You can calculate the square of 5. Do anything you want. Use any techniques. Use any methods, and just calculate the square of 5. So the very first things comes into your mind that how to separate that 5 from A, right? These are only things comes into the mind. Then how you can separate that string? You are going to replace it by what? What? How you can replace? Let me take one more variable for example.
Remove.
There is no remove function. Na? There is a only function exists that is replace. Or else, even though the better option, you can get the substring of that particular character. That also we are done. Na? From the given string, we can substring. Let's say that ss is equal to, I will write here, suppose s1 dot substring. Can we do like this? Substring. Or even though we can, even that we can consider that caret, it's not possible because it's a string now, right? We can do the caret index 0th positions. No worry. Let's see that we'll take a substring of 0 comma 1. Can we do like this? So which string it will take now? Let me print that also. Sorry. SYSO SS. What output it will print now? 5 only, right? But if you try to calculate the square like this, so like SQR equal to SS into SS, will it print the square? No, it is still a string. Okay, so there is a function called conversion we needed. So let integer n is equal to, there is one function called parsing the things. So that is nothing but integer dot parse int. So this functions convert string into a integer number. Okay, and now you can calculate this. To convert the string variable into a integer, there is a function called integer dot parse int. Got it? And now you can get the square of 5. So this is the way, the whatever you think you have done, the string function is not just a functions. Whenever there is a need, the based on your need, you can make a use of that string functions and achieve your task. So like there is a something is given and we want only the number from that. So that's why you're taking a substring functions. Accordingly, we make a conversion and we'll get our required outputs. Got it? Fine. Okay, so no problem. The rest thing we'll see tomorrow. So today